Literally,
Yes,
girl.
you're here. Okay, we're recording. We can get into it. Let's get the gig started. Okay.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to this episode with all four of us of The Game. Yeah. So, first of all, we're really excited to introduce our dear friend, Gordon, who completes us. So, why don't we have Gordon introduce himself? Tell us a little bit about yourself, Gigi.
Hi.
As much as you can without getting
As much as you can without getting doxxed. Yeah.
My name is Gordon, also known as Gigi, Gigica or Dina.
Oh,
Choose one.
period.
I'm from Malta.
Where's Malta, Gordon? Let him know.
Right. Let them know.
Well, if you go into the middle of the Mediterranean, zoom in, keep zooming, keep zooming. You'll find it somewhere. Population of 400,000.
Yeah.
I'm 22, studying. I love music.
I'm a Sailor Venus stan.
A Sailor Venus stan, love her.
She's also Cancer, third
So
Cancer in the
Cancer,
group.
Let's get into that.
Let's get into
that.
So, welcome Gigi to the podcast. We're so excited to have her finally. And basically, today we are going to be talking about something we've been wanting to talk about for a long time, but it did not feel right until it was all four of us. And that is growing up gay during high school, like gay adolescence. What's that tea? So, who would like to go? Who would like to start?
Should I go? I guess I was the first one to come out in the group,
you
so
were
let me go
first.
first.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
Right. So basically, when did I find I probably found my sexuality probably like when I came back to the Northeast, because for middle school I went down south to Georgia. That's where I lived first. So I probably started to find myself like 8th grade, 9th grade, like late middle school, early high school. That's when I started to find myself. Also was when I got into K-pop. So I was seeing like, all these different like things. Like I was consuming all these different types of media, and I was like also entering puberty, and like I was like, who am I feeling? Because I would always try to force myself to like girls because like that was a cool thing to do. And it was like I had a middle school crush who was this one girl, and I realized that like I didn't like her because I liked her. I liked her because I found her pretty, and like I was like, oh, she's pretty, but I confused like prettiness for like actual liking. So like I admired her prettiness, her beauty, her whatever, but that wasn't exactly, So it took puberty and like all these things falling together, like me turning 13, 14, me entering high school, me finding you guys was also at that same time when I was like 13. So all those things, and like having like a support group that allowed me to like, really dive into myself, find myself, it was really helpful. And I think it's something that all gay youth need, because like I really do think sometimes like where would I be, like I'm 20 and I'm glad that I'm out and about and living and doing it at this age, because there are people who like it doesn't happen to them till they're like 30, 35, 40. Like I'm so glad that like I was able to find myself to like have those moments of like breaking down and building myself up when I was like in early teenage years, and had you guys as like a support system, because without that, Lord knows at what stage of what stage of the closet would I be, like in the back of the closet, the middle, right.
So you're still in that all boys Catholic school serving
my
fish.
all boys, that was not it was not given. So
I definitely agree with the whole having you guys as a support system thing, because for me, I always knew. For me, it was like since I was like 4. I was
Girl, we always knew too.
James.
Now lower the voice. But it was kind of one of those things of like, when I going to admit to myself, like, be okay with that. And Lexi, not to like make an emotional moment, but like you being the one out of all of us who did that first was very like powerful for me, because it was like, oh, okay, someone I care about, who I consider my friend, is also living with this truth, this identity, and like it's okay, you know what I mean? And so that gave me power to speak it. It was funny because what happened, if you remember, is as soon as Alex did it. All of us were in the side chats with Alex, like, so.
Oh yes, yes. None of y'all said it in the chat. I think it was James. You were the last one. I remember James was the last one to come out. It took like months.
Yeah.
And I think you were. I think
after.
it was. And I think James never said James was bisexual or something like
that.
Right.
The key words I said, emojis I said. Let me give the eggplant. Let me get the whatever the fuck.
She would be sending the Brandy love.
Right.
Girl, I was sending straight porn, just making myself
right.
Making fantasy,
trying to convince hope, trying to convince someone.
Right. I believe that you believed it, but now we know the truth. And that, so yeah, I remember that, Kim. I forgot that. Yeah, you guys came to me in individual chats, like, hey, this is what's going on. Right. I saw that you're out and about, so I'm out too. And yeah, it was just really nice to have you guys. I wasn't the only one, and we could like spend our youth like going through that together, because it was very much a privilege to have that,
Yep.
Like not many people can say they had that, without the internet. And I hate people who drag, oh, you have internet friends, they're not real, blah, 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 whatever.
Corny.
Without you guys, corny as hell. Because without you guys, I have no gay friends in real life. I did not meet gay people till college. Like, I'm like dead serious. Like, so without you guys, my high school experience would be completely different. Who knows if I would have lived to see today? Like, so it's some real shit like that. Like, I love you guys. Like, you guys are everything.
I love you all so much.
So next,
with that being mushy,
yes, wet and
who
gushy.
wants to give us their tea, like other experience?
Okay, I'll go. Okay, so I was, growing up Christian, there was this, I always like told like, no, you can't be gay. Also, I grew up with a gay cousin kind of around sometimes, but like my dad would always tell me like, you want to be like him? No, you don't want to be like him. Like, oh my God, don't be
like,
gay
actually,
or anything like that.
Wait, I do.
Right. I'm like, anyways, but so that was like, but I always knew like there was something different about me. But like Alex, like throughout every single grade, throughout elementary and middle school, I was like, oh, that's my crush. But like, they're my good
girlfriend.
They're my girls.
Right. My girlfriend, like.
Right, like I was not trying to. No, none of that. Right. But and then
bump purses.
Right.
Not the two bottom.
But
too much.
And then up to freshman year of high school, I was still towards the end of the year, I started to like kind of get out of my shell and all that things. But like never, everyone I always got questioned. Oh, are you gay? And I would definitely like, oh my God, what are you fucking talking about? Like, no, I'm not. Like, and like throughout all my life. And then sophomore year of high school, I finally came out to some girls during PE.
It's always the girls. Can we shout out to the straight girls?
Straight girls who run with you. The straight girls who run with you.
Yeah, that's that soul connect. Like that's that.
Right.
And my English teacher, your English teacher.
Right.
Yep. But,
come on, Miss Penn, junior year. If you're watching this, like.
Not shout outs, not the shout out. But and then I was out in like school, but I always had to kind of like change it when I got back home, because like I wasn't comfortable enough to share my truth to like my family and stuff like that. And junior year came, and then I came out to my parents. Whole thing, just a mess. But I do really, really am grateful and just thankful that I had these girls over here to grow up with. It was like, I felt before coming out, I felt very isolated and just, but like, even before I officially came out, like these bitches, 1, 2, 3, like we were like, got me through some tough fucking times. And and then now I'm 19, trying to be me, living my life, trying to get
Trying to get.
What is that?
Trying to get.
Come on, Singapore.
Oh!
Not the bathroom tour of Asia.
We are not talking about this tonight. We are not.
Come on,
I'm not trying to get arrested. Not arrested.
Not arrested. There may or may not have been activities, but we are not discussing on today's episode. This is not the hookups episode. Alleged.
But
right,
yeah,
but
I'm just very thankful. So now that I'm being embarrassed, next.
So for me, it's like when you were talking about your experience, James, I had flashbacks like to mine. I was like, the first time in high school. So I went to 2 different high schools, but like one was just very briefly at the beginning of my freshman year. And that's high school was like very like traditional high school, like, you know, messy. And I remember this one distinct time, this fucking straight man tried doxing me. We were in the middle, and we were literally in the middle of health class, and out of nowhere, like I'm minding my business, doing my worksheet or whatever. He goes, "Hey, Cameron, what do you like?" And I'm like, "What do you mean, what do you like?" I was like, "What do you mean?" He was like, "Well, do you like girls or boys?" And I was like, "But that wasn't the question. No."
No.
You hesitated. You thought about it.
I didn't hesitate because that should have been the question.
And so I was just like, oh, I like both, whatever. So that was the first kind of experience where I was like, oh, okay, I'm gonna have to like cover this shit up, right? For most of high school, it's gonna be fun times. And then I transferred high schools. It wasn't because of that, but it was just like another reason. And this school is like kind of like, it honestly has a reputation in my area for being the school for the facts. Sorry, it does. But it's because we have academies,
Liberal arts,
right? Yeah, and so we have like
those facts.
Arts, engineering, health, med sci. So like we had that going on, and there I definitely felt a lot more comfortable. But I didn't start sharing with people a little into my freshman year. Once I like felt safe there, you know what I mean? Because like I feel like when you get to high school, for sure, like there's like a testing ground. You're like, what's the temperature here? You know what I mean? Like of people around me, which is I think something we still probably do to this day. I think, right? Yeah,
so, definitely. Yeah.
Then I started to share a little bit more, and I think the biggest thing for me though was honestly, still having this support system, because I didn't really have close. I knew like gay friends in school, but it wasn't like I wasn't super close with them. So having this space to come back to where I can talk about those things, you know, and it's like my girls who can give me an objective opinion, who may probably like Alex and Gigi have been through it, so like they can give me their experience.
Right.
That's probably what got me through a lot of that. So
Gordiana,
Gigi,
come on,
Miss Dina Mercy.
Okay, lovely girl. Okay, so for me, here schools cut differently from the US. So from 11 to 16, it's kind of the high school years, and then from 16 onwards, it's do whatever you want, college, whatever. So, I always was a bit confused. I never really thought about it until I was like 13, and that's when the thoughts came.
The thoughts, not the urges.
It clicked.
Right. It's giving me very like.
It clicked.
Right. So and then I didn't really ever thought I would actually do things of that nature until the last year of my secondary school. Then things happened.
Right. 1 plus 1 equals 2. Right. 1 plus 1 equals 2. Right.
Exactly. And that's where that ends. And
Alex,
that will not be brought up again.
Yes.
And then I just kind of like, I didn't really want to admit it to myself, so I just did a bit of mixation of the genders, tried to think it out differently.
Right.
She was testing the waters, kind of getting a little sample of the local flavor, like.
Right.
And then I met you guys, so it was, I felt more comfortable to discuss things about, being gay and stuff like that. And after that, I felt a bit more, let's say, I lived a bit of a double life. At home, I was away, then
Yes.
Right. Yeah.
I told
Come
you guys
on.
what
Come on,
about
kids.
my outside life.
But like what he spoke was very true. The whole double life, like
Yeah.
what do you call it? Hannah Montana tease. Like
Right.
Yep.
we're one thing when we're behind closed doors, but like we perform. We perform a lot.
Right. The performance.
Like y'all always wonder why us gays are good at acting, singing, dancing. Is we perform every damn day for y'all straight heteronormative society.
Literally.
We put on a mask every day, so it's like we're always performing, and doing that does
Exactly.
become tiring if you don't have a close knit group. Like
Right.
especially if you're if you're always performing for outsiders, you come home to your family's not accepting, and your friends are not accepting. Where the hell do you
It's
go?
like, where do I go?
It's
Exactly.
like, where do
If
I
you can't
go?
go to Bella Noche's,
Right, where the
could
hell could you go?
Well, damn, if you can't go to Bella Noche's, where the hell could you go?
Like,
So
I hate you.
yeah, so what you're speaking is very true. And I feel like
Right.
I'm so glad that like I had people where I could share my inner deepest thoughts with and let them out, let myself breathe. Because just holding things in and suffocating with your own problems does no good to anyone. It just hurts and it's not good mentally, physically. You know, you could hurt yourself and hurt other people. So just like, yeah, the whole performance aspect of it's just a part of, you know, being shunned away, you know, is very, as sad as it is, it's something that like a lot of gay people have been through and a lot of gay people are still struggling with. And, you know, I'm just very blessed to have had a friend group that like allowed me to be myself and open up and see me grow and be accepting of all the changes that come with that growth. So yeah.
I was just gonna say, definitely agree. And like, that's why my advice to maybe younger viewers watching this is, you know, if you don't have those people in your real life, you can start looking online. It's kind of like it's definitely a different climate than when we found each other, I would say.
Yeah.
But you can still find like really like lifelong lasting connections with people. It's just about like, you know, like you're not gonna be friends with everyone you meet online.
And also, I think that's,
Hello? Hello?
oh,
Different episode.
I did not catch that. So okay, but yeah, we met through like the thing is also like we met through an interest like K-pop. We were all on K-pop Twitter. Like that's how we met. But there's so much that grew from that. And also, I feel like Twitter might be different now, but also, yeah, it is very different now. Not as many people. There's a lot more people on Twitter now. But I think try to find an interest and like try to find a fandom, and like there has to be some people who are, you know, like, you know, like
who you drive with,
right. And
just like whatever you like. It doesn't even have to be a fandom. If you like plants, there's people on Twitter who like plants. Like
yes. There's so many fans. Yeah, there's so many things.
There's that common shared interest. You can build so much from that.
Literally.
Like,
literally.
And those people, these, you know, 3 strangers who I didn't know are now my best girlies who I could tell anything. And it's like having that outside space where they're not coming at me with judgment. We're, you know, like they're just trying to grow with me, grow with each other. That's like what we do. We create that space for each other. And I would encourage all the younger viewers to, if you don't feel like you have that safe space in your home, at school, see where else you can cultivate it. So that's my tea. But yeah, does anyone else have any other thoughts before we wrap it up?
Twitter is good. Don't like go on random group video chats.
Gay Twitter can sometimes be toxic and predatory. Be careful, guys. Be careful.
Right. No, be careful. We're not saying like don't
throw yourself out there. Yeah.
But like it can be the internet can be a very useful tool, is what we're saying.
Yeah, right. And also find people around your age. Like we're all the oldest is
like
3-year age gap. So it's like
we're talking to some 40-year-old.
Yeah. So also keep the same. Yeah.
Well, we were. You remember that girl?
You're gonna stop.
Okay, so thank you for watching.
Literally. All right, so thank you guys so much for watching this episode of The Gays. We hope you enjoyed, and you'll tune in for more. Bye bye.
Bye, mama.